Welcome to another special episode of Beyond the Grave, our interview podcast here on BridgeBrains. And today we have a very special guest. Today we have DEEsidia of REVEL HOUSE.
Yo, what is good, everyone? D from REVEL HOUSE, what is happening?
Yeah. So, why don't you, before I start asking you some questions, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do?
Okay, I am a retired abridger. Well, semi-retired, I say. I still do Bungo, Reservoir Dogs, and Always Sunny in Konosuba, which will never come out anytime soon. But that's besides the point. But now I am just a live-action skit maker and an Anituber.
Yeah.
So I just do like an array of content on the internet. I direct animations and all that stuff, and just trying to make the brand grow outside of just parodies, you know?
Yeah. And REVEL HOUSE was originally just your channel, right? Like it was like your main channel, and then you rebranded it to like a group channel.
So basically, what REVEL HOUSE? So I still do everything, every last thing.
Right.
It's a brand. Like REVEL HOUSE is a brand. Like it's not really a group channel because I still do every last thing. I'm still hands on with like the editing, the sound design, and the directing and all that stuff.
Right.
So everything is still headed by me, and like more is like a kind of a. It's like as I said, it's a brand and it's a collaborative project where people from like different channels will come in for like a cameo and stuff here and there. But other than that, like REVEL HOUSE is just specifically me.
Okay.
And wait,
what about the?
Sorry to cut you off. Like the better way to describe REVEL HOUSE is like the main like kind of party of REVEL HOUSE is me and the live action skit guys and the cast and crew behind that, and then like I have the associates, which is kind of like Luke Noonan, GameCube Dude 100, Ivanman 64, Dai Tomodachi, and like the Anime Man and other colleagues.
Nice. I was gonna ask, like, are the people that do the live action stuff with you, is that like that's a house you guys all live in together, right?
Funniest thing, it's not my house. It's my so the Asian one, Aaron. That's his house. But thing is, we hang out there so much. It's kind of like a second home to us. So that's where like the base of operation is. So every time we do a live action skit, it's always like, "Yo, Aaron, can we come over? It's time to film and stuff." Like, and it's like, "Okay, cool," and we all rendezvous there. Before we even start filming, it's like we just sit down for like an hour and just like chill and just talk, chat a bunch of shit, drink, have a few drinks down. It's like, okay, time to film, lads, time to film, and that's when we get down to the shit.
That's awesome. Like do you ever like surprise him with recording? It's like, yo, we're about to come over, and then he just expects that you're gonna hang out, and then you're like, oh, we're recording shit.
To be honest,
I tell you,
he surprises me. I'll be like, I'll message like the day before, like, yo, is everyone up to film tomorrow? And then the same day, be like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm like, answer my message from the day before. Answer it straight away. Don't answer the next day, fam. So I have to get my shit ready in a jiffy. Like, oh shit. And then did we get over there?
That's funny. Okay. So my first question for you is, what was your reasoning for shifting from abridging to, I guess, half-time abridging, part-time abridging?
It was just time to move on. Basically, I had different endeavors, and I realized that abridging, as fun as it is, it won't really sustain myself on the YouTube platform because I want to create. My main focus is like live action skits, and doing live action skits along with abridging. It wasn't really the right mesh because with abridging, it's not really about the creator behind it. It's about the thing you're parodying. And for me to bring traction onto my live action skits, I had to solidify myself as a personality. So that's why I decided, yeah, it's kind of time to move on. But I was still up in the airs about it. So when I went to it was AX that like kind of solidified it for me, where like I was talking to like fucking Gans, Giga, and all that stuff, and they were asking me like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Is like, what do you mean? It's like, you're because Joey's like, yo, you're a fucking AniTuber. I'm like, I'm really not. And it's like, yo, just do it. And they were like, yeah, just become an AniTuber. That's basically just do it. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I was like, okay. So that's when it's because I was already in the midst of rebranding the channel anyway. That's what, like, when I released I think it was after Konosuba, that, so like it was already Revel House, and then that's what prompted the questions like, yo, what's your next step? And I'm like, I was still up in the airs, but they kind of solidified it for me. So I'm like, yeah, okay, time to move on from a bridging, because you can't bridge forever. Because
Right.
like it's just gonna be an endless cycle of you trying to catch the latest trend and shit, and no one's really gonna give a shit about the person behind it unless you're Team 4-star. Because even the schmuck squad, the schmuck squad is the schmuck squad, but by themselves they don't really have any star power really, besides, because like except for Team 4-star and something witty, like no one's gonna ever be the something witty or the Team 4-star. And even though I did love doing a bridge stuff, like Ermanga Sensei, that one is like, that's kind of the bane of my existence, because as much as I love doing it, as much as I loved it, it just won't stop. It just won't stop growing. Like even now, I still get fucking comments on it. I swear it's like 2 million views, and I'm just like, yo, that's kind of like the shadow looming over me.
I mean, that parody and the ReZero one was shared around in so many places, like all over Twitter, all over Facebook, like outside of YouTube, and it was everywhere.
I couldn't really escape it. Yeah, like because like those are ones where, like, I like doing the short parodies, because it's just like nice, quick, and to the point, and I'm not trying, and it's like not a way to like kind of beg for views, basically. It's like, oh, I got a funny idea for this, let me do one quick thing, and not try and do like, oh, the new anime that's hot right now, episode 1, and then never go back to it again, because that's just lying to myself and the audience. That's what brings more people in. If you say, oh yeah, this is definitely going to be a series of the new hot anime coming out, and that's what really brings attraction in. But I was like, yeah, I don't want to be a clout chaser. Let's try and avoid that. So do little shorts here and there and just have fun with it. And it got to the point where it's like, yeah, I like doing it, and I get a little bit of clout off that, but it's like, I'd rather do something more fulfilling.
Yeah, I feel you. Like, me, I'm not really gonna be doing a bridging forever. I'm actually shifting gears into doing animation,
and that's good.
And I do some other side stuff, like fucking memes and shit posts, as everyone does.
Yeah,
and
to be fair, and anything on YouTube is mostly a shit post anyway.
The fucking internet is a shit post. So, but yeah, with BridgeBrains, we actually didn't take on Goblin Slayer because it was like the most popular thing out at the time. It was because Wildcard actually really liked it. Like, he got super invested into it. And
yeah, he was telling me how he was like reading the manga and stuff and everything. I think he even got to the light novels before me, and I'm like, oh, okay, yo, go on, all right.
Yeah. And he started really scripting it after like some controversies were going on after the first episode.
yeah. That was everyone, man.
Yeah. So he wants to just shut all the haters up, and just make a good message, and Just make something funny, make something enjoyable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because like you can tell what scripts have actual passion in behind them and what are just there just to cash in, you know.
yeah. And speaking of, if you guys didn't know, DEEsidia here plays or voices our Goblin Slayer. Yeah.
Yo.
We've been getting a lot of comments saying that you sound like Takahata in that.
Thing is, I don't hear it. I don't hear it at all. They hear a deep voice and they automatically think, "Oh yeah, it's Takahata." Fuck off. And like we don't sound anywhere near similar. So I really don't get it. I think they're talking about the mannerism of how like Orkbar like actually is, or Goblin Slayer.
Yeah,
I think they're talking more about like the mannerisms and how he's like a snarky little dickhead.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, yo,
yeah,
it's not the same.
Yeah, they compare the personality to Alucard, because that's his more prominent character that he does. And we get so many fucking comments about that.
Yeah, I've seen some of them, and I'm like, here we go, here we go.
That's good though that you're getting recognized in some way.
It's in some way, yeah. They just say, "Oh, it sounds like Taka," and they're not really saying, "Oh yeah, yo, this voice actor is good. This voice actor is great." They just say, "Yeah, it sounds like."
Right. I can.
Oh well.
Yeah. And I gotta say, you actually did like really well in that.
Thank you. I actually enjoy that role, to be honest.
And it was funny that we casted you as that as you were like in the midst of editing your review or your parody or whatever.
Yeah, because I scripted my parody and I sat on it for a little bit. And I'm like, I'll get to it eventually. And then Wildcard hit me up saying, "Oh yeah, you want to be in my Goblin Slayer Bridge?" I'm like, "Oh, he must be one of the adventurers." And it's like, "Guardian Goblin Slayer." I'm like, "Oh, yo, I get to play my favorite cast." Okay. So like, and then I was like, okay, so I checked you guys out, and I'm like, okay, you guys are actually do all right stuff. I can trust y'all. So I just like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of my better typecasts because like I'm usually typecast as like the deep voice, whatever bullshit.
Right.
And like and Wildcard specifically asked, "Oh yeah, can you do your Kana voice?" And I'm like, oh, because like anytime like someone asks for like a specific voice, they either say, "Can I have your Kana voice?" or "Can I have your Felix voice?"
Oh god!
And like, so they have staples of what to ask for, and like someone even asked for like, "Oh, can I have your Hazama voice?" No one asked for the Dazai voice. That's what annoys me. But yo, Dazai's sick. Give Dazai some clout.
That's fun.
But yeah, some people have asked for the Felix voice from time to time, and I'm like, oh no.
Just want to step away from the trap.
Yeah, I want to step away from Felix in general. I want to step away from Felix, but I can't escape. Like, because like it was like legit. It was for someone's parody. Like it was because ReZero was like about 2 years ago now. So like this was like in 2018. So ReZero came out in 2016. 2018, someone says, "Yo, I want you to voice what's the guy's name in Danganronpa?
Oh fuck,
Chihiro?
I think.
Is it Chihiro? So like someone's like, "Oh yeah, can you voice Chihiro?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. What voice you want?" "Oh, just give me a Felix voice." And I'm like, shit. Because like it's just a meme voice, and I try not to use it because like the whole meme, like for a while was like I can do like male voices and female voices because I did Felix, and which is basically like an annoying high pitched voice.
Right.
And I'm like, stop making me do this. Leave me alone. I don't mind doing it, but still, it's gonna get old soon. I have to use it like very rarely.
Right. You just tell them like, "Yo, I have a dick. Cast me as guy characters."
Yeah, it's like, yo, I have a penis. If you want a female, get Naomi fucking.
For me, it's like whenever I get cast for most things now, it's always my voice that I do as a character Miyabi in my series Absolute Duo Bridge, and it's the stupidest voice too. It's just a off brand. It's like a Walmart fucking trash ass voice. It was like an impression and it's so bad, but like it's my most known voice. And my friend the Overseer, who's a former member of BridgeBrains, he said it's the only voice he knows of that character because he's never seen the dub. So I am the canon dub of that character. To him.
Like it's good to have a typecast because it's easy to cast people when you have a typecast already.
Right.
So you like as like Ali Fluro, for example, she always plays like the older woman.
Right.
And Taka plays like the deep voice guy. I play the deep voice guy. Ivan Man 64 is always the narrator.
I mean,
everyone has a typecast and it's great.
I mean that's good to so you can like, if you don't know how to describe a certain voice to a cast member that like you want a specific voice but you don't know exactly how to put it, you say like, "Ooh, I want something like this," or like a mix of this voice and this voice sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what some people do. Like I'm more thorough when it comes to what kind of voices I want, because like I try and make each role that I have my voice actors play unique from what they've done before, because I want to try and get the best out of them, and I always want to have something that solidifies the series that I'm bridging as by itself, you know.
Right.
So I always ask for something different.
So now I'm gonna shift gears into asking questions about you stepping away from bridging and into anitubing or anime YouTubing. So how is your shift into that? Like getting to know all these anitubers.
It was because, to be honest, I got to know my friends from AniTube from ReZero Bridge.
Right.
That's what started it, because like Aki Dearest, she approached me saying, "Oh yeah, she wants to do some work with me," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, cool." So we started working together on a few videos. Then we became friends, and then like some people were already like watching me and keeping an eye on me from beforehand. So like I started getting more, like starting to get to know more people and stuff, and then. And like we just all became friends and stuff, and then that's when they persuaded me, like, "Yo, join AniTube, join our side, join the dark side." And I'm like, and me being a dickhead, I'm like, "Oh, okay. But yeah, like they were all such cool people to me. I'm like, oh yeah, because and plus I wanted to like branch away from abridging and stuff anyway from the get go. So like it was like more of like. And it was like more. I was influenced basically,
right?
Because even when sorry to cut you off again, like because even when I was abridging, like I had this like other side channel like called Barker Brigade, where I did like AniTuber-esque videos and stuff. So I already had the influence of wanting to do anime style videos outside of abridging. So I had that from the get go. So like it was just a more of a push, really.
Yeah, it like blossomed into what you do now. That's good.
Yeah.
Other than anime, what's like a certain type of content you've wanted to do since you've shifted into more original content?
Well, again, the live action skits is the prime focus, and like what I try and go for more. So like since my audience was from abridging, it was hard to make that transition between like oh, I want to do proper original content with real people, because anime fans don't really want to see. They really don't like live action stuff from like live action TV shows and from like live action skits, even when they are anime oriented. So
Right.
it's more like kind of trying to do what I want, but still kind of keep that anime influence. So like kind of like these guys called RCD World, like they're like they do like live action stuff, but it's anime oriented. But I try and do more high production kind of live action skits and stuff,
Right.
because I'm an ex film student, so like I just want to create films really, and sometime in the future, sometime hopefully in the near future, I do want to do my own animated series, because I've had like little bit of inklings. I wanted to do like my own like cartoons and stuff from Blaze Blue Slice of Life, which is kind of like an animated sprite series, including the Blaze Blue cast.
Nice.
So like I've always like enjoyed that freedom of doing whatever I wanted with these characters that Abridging didn't give me. And then I thought, oh, I could be more free if I just did live action stuff, and oh, I could be more free if I had my own set of characters.
Yeah.
So like it's just creating really.
Yeah. That's another thing I was gonna mention. Is your character Mimi, and what's the other one?
CC.
Yeah, Cece. How did you come up with those two?
Okay, so basically, since when ReZero was about, I was known as like since I was known as like Felix for a hot minute, I decided, oh, let's change my icon to Felix with some aviators and shit, and that was my profile picture for a hot minute, to be honest. And then I was like, you know what, and then I decided, yo, I want to move away from Abridging, want to move away from ReZero specifically, because like I was like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with like the ReZero audience, because they were kind of getting cringe.
Yeah.
To a point where it was a bit cringy.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what is my next step? And then like I was also trying to, in the midst of doing a rebrand, and kind of, to be fair, I think like the me wanting to change my icon was kind of the push of me wanting to do a whole ass rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what that was kind of like, that set the fire, and I'm like, and made the thoughts of, oh, I should just rebrand in general. So basically I decided, oh, I need to rebrand, but I do like cat girls. Cat girls are my weakness, as all my video states, especially my video Degenerates Guide to Monster Girls. Cat girls are superior. They are the top tier of monster girls, but I digress.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cat girls. But thing is, I want to make it marketable,
right?
Because I wanted to make a mascot, but I also wanted to make it marketable. So like, what was the best thing? What was the best kind of mascot to be marketable? So a girl, cats. Everyone loves cats. Mix them together, you get cat girls. And then like my brain just went a flutter and my dick got hard. I'm like, oh shit. But let's stay focused on the mascots, and let's not think about cat girl titties right now. So I decided, I went to my artist that works with me. Shout out to Holy Cheese. Shout out to my nigga Holy Cheese. He does some good work for the Revel House brand.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I want to do a mascot. I hear the basics of like of the sketches. Here's the initial design, and then I pass it to him, and it's like, okay, let's get it done. So we got all the sprites. I think it was Neil, and like I was still like working at my my paralegal job as well. So like I was getting all these sketches in. I'm like, oh, yo, this is gonna be sick. Oh, this is gonna be lit. So like like things are just setting in motion, and then I got everything. It's like, okay, now it's time to get this started. So since like I was worried, because like I was like, oh yeah, how am I gonna do the show? How I got my mascot now. I got my mascot's design, and I'm like, okay, oh, let's make a show out of it. So like I thought of Me Time, which was inspired by Lucky Channel.
Right.
So like I decided to give my mascot a show, to like kind of be the face of, be kind of like the cute face of Revel House besides me and the gang. Because like
Right.
Revel House, for the face of Revel House is me and like Aaron and Kieran, like the two other people that star in the live action skits, and also Mimi. So we are the faces of Revel House. And so we have our own side, and Mimi specifically has her me time, and that's her own little side. So she kind of handles and is the face of like all the anime stuff on the channel. And then me, I do like the anime commentary and otaku commentary, and then also the live action skits. So we kind of have our own sectors here and there.
Awesome.
And then like as I carried on with me time and stuff, I'm like, and everyone loved the first episode, and I'm like, okay, now that I got the basis, it's time to expand on it. So I started expanding, started dealing with the sets, like fixing up the sets and stuff, and fixing the scripts and like working around it. And then like that's when Cece got introduced, because I talked to my mom, because my mom's like my mom's like my biggest fan. And not really my biggest fan, but she's like my biggest critic. My biggest critic, basically. She's always so, because like we talk about things in the business sense. So it's like, oh yeah. So so she was just joking around like, oh yeah, what's the sister's name gonna be? Cece. I just looked at her and I'm like, So then I got sat down, I started drawing, and then send it off to my artist like, yo, bam, here's the sister, let's do this. And it's like, oh fuck. So like bam, Cece was created, and so like Mimi and Cece like are dubbed the Sassy Sisters. So they run me time now, and they are also, and them two are like the primary mascots of the channel. And yeah, that's basically how like Mimi was created, and how like it's evolved into what it is now.
That's awesome. I've actually thought about doing something a little similar with my own character, Nezuko. And she is like she's a cat girl that dresses in like bear cosplay. So she's a cosplayer cat girl.
Yeah.
And because of that, she's been like so marketable to be dressed in anything that I want, or that any artist can draw for inspiration or whatever.
Yeah. Cause like it's nice to have a mascot and people interact with the mascot by drawing fan art and stuff.
Right.
It's just a great feeling outside the marketability of it.
Yeah, I absolutely love fan art. Do you get a lot?
Yeah, I get quite a bit, to be honest. Like, my artist kind of draws me kind of fan art and stuff. He sends me like a birthday sketch and stuff. He sends me a Christmas sketch, and I'm like, yo, I love you, man. I love you, man. Shout out to my nigga Holy Cheese, man. Because like he would just send me like, because he even sent me a nice little sketch for reaching 50K as well. I'm like, you didn't have to do that, man. Don't do. Oh, it's just making my cold heart butter, man. Stop it. And then I get like some sketches from the fans and stuff as well. Like I even like most recently I got a sketch of Mimi dressed as like one of my favorite characters of Tales of Berseria, Margilu. And it's just like seeing like my mascot in like these different situations. It's just great to see, really.
That's awesome. So so with the otaku reviews, or like your reviews in general, how do you go about choosing the different shows? Like, is it just like what's popular at the moment, or is like what you want to talk about?
Funniest thing, I do not. I refuse to try and clout chase and catch on to the biggest shows, because I know, like, yo, my shit will pop. I just need to do what I want to do, and then it will happen eventually. So, like, and thing is, it's kind of a naive way of thinking, especially with the YouTube platform. But I prefer to stay true to myself.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to picking what I do for a video, I don't really like look at what's hot and what's not. I just sometimes sit down and just let my imagination like run wild. Like sometimes I would just think of the dumbest shit, And then I'm like, yo, let's make a video about it. Like, for example, like the Degenerate's Guide to Waifuism. That was like my entry into AniTube. I think I'd say that's like my true first AniTube video.
Yeah.
And that was like about 9 minutes long. That had like people like Mood on TV, shout out to my nigga Mood on TV. Also C Doug VA, shout out to my nigga C Doug VA. And so like I decided, yo, let's talk about waifus and let's talk about the different kinds of waifus and let's be as satirical and sarcastic and cynical as possible because that's who I am. So like with these videos, it's mostly just like projecting and just being a head ass, and people still fuck with it. Like it gets to a point where people actually think there's something wrong with me in their head. Like my favorite comments that I've got ever is someone's it's even my Twitter banner. It says I think D seriously needs to be institutionalized. And I'm like, yo, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. And then I can't remember which video it was recently as well. Like it was a more recent video. It wasn't like the latest video. It was another video. And someone said to me that I think D's finally lost his marbles more so than usual. And then someone replied, when has he ever had marbles? Oh yeah, I think it was like the youth, because the video of YouTube hates me because I think it was that video where someone commented, because I was talking about how I just made a stupid ass video about how YouTube is like kind of trying to keep me down,
Right.
and like and Susan has some shooters out for me and shit. So the whole video was like, oh yeah, me complaining about, oh yeah, YouTube hates me, and I was trying to find like different ways to kind of get my clout game up. And then like at the end of the video, I decided to suck C-Dog's dick, and that's how I got the clout. So yeah, it's just like my brain is always just like running around the whole place. Like my imagination always runs wild. So thinking of a video idea is never really hard, but it's kind of solidifying the idea and making it into a script.
Right.
Because like there's a bunch of ideas that I have down, and some of them I haven't even started the scripts yet. Like me talking about how Friends is the best anime ever. I have that. That's gonna be a fucking big ass meme, but I still haven't written down the script because one is kind of like taking the time to solidify it, and two, I'm only one guy. I can't do everything by myself.
Right.
But here I am. I've got to where I am by just doing everything by myself, which is kind of like a bragging right, but at the same time,
Weird flex,
I'm putting
okay?
gray hairs on my head. Weird flex, okay. But I'm kind of putting gray hairs on my head, man. It's kind of not worth it, but at the same time, I just love doing what I do, just creating and just being a head ass, and people enjoy it. You know?
And that's good. Like I actually really like your like video essays kind of thing, like analyzing
I don't know if I'll call them video essays. I just call them massive shit posts.
I mean like the videos where you actually have like an opinion on something and you're just fucking clowning on the fucking fans.
Wait, which videos are those? Because I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing these days.
I know one of them was actually the Goblin Slayer one.
Oh, the rants. Yeah.
Like,
yo, I was tired. I don't even know why I did it, but I was like, because like I decided, yo, people are fighting the wrong battle, and no one's bringing the kind of opinion of, oh, because it's either like, oh, this is wrong, this is disgusting, or like, no, this is great, this is gritty. So I kind of played devil's advocate for both sides and brought on the more pressing matter of people trying to say, oh no, rape is wrong in any sort of media,
right?
Where it's not, but it has to be done correctly. Which Goblin said it didn't do, and neither does Sword Art Online and other shitty light novels. But I digress. So I was bringing up the argument of rape in media does not need to be censored. Rape in media should not be taboo,
right?
Because like if you can have things like Django and like stuff like John Wick, and there's murder and all that shit everywhere, and racism. why is it only rape that's taboo? No. Like anything, nothing is really taboo, but you need to make sure you execute it correctly. Otherwise, you're a shitty writer and you just don't know what you're doing, and you just put it in there for shock value, which Goblin Slayer did. But thing is, with Goblin Slayer, it's like no one's really looking at Goblin Slayer for the substance. It's
Right.
just a show. It's just like a series that you can turn your brain off and just enjoy it for what it is, and just like digest it. So like some animes do appeal to the lowest common denominator, so you can just sit down and just enjoy it for what it is. There's a lot of shows like that, like slice of life shows. You can do that. You can just sit down and just enjoy it for what it is.
Right. Because, like, when everyone watched the first episode, they started, like, calling, like, this is the worst anime of the year. This is the worst anime ever. This should be taken down. Like, I mean, granted, Crunchyroll didn't help by labeling it as PG, but...
that was funny. When I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's not PG, baby. Crunchyroll, what are you doing?
We actually referenced that in our bridge.
Yeah. I saw that. I'm like, oh, you guys.
You know. But people started like calling it like the worst show, like that it should be like taken down and censored and everything, just from the first episode. And like they never gave it a chance because it actually started turning into like a really good show.
Yeah.
And it's a shame.
To be fair, I dropped the anime at episode 1 because there's no way. Because I feel like with Goblin Slayer, it didn't really get the theme right. But thing is, with the theme in the manga is all over the place anyway. Because first it's like it's a comedy, and second, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's nitty gritty. Like the thing is, they dashed the rape scene and like the dark premise in for shock value at the beginning of the series, but then like later on in the series, it just gets more lighthearted. It just becomes like an adventure anime,
right?
It just becomes an adventure series. Nothing else like dark and gritty like the first episode happens after that. So it's more like the anime doesn't know its own identity. So it's like that's why I was like, yeah, I'll just stick to the manga. I'm good. Yeah.
And spoiler in the manga for everyone, it gets like really ecchi, like really ecchi and harem-y, which is not a problem if done not exceedingly. Like it's not done to death like fucking High School DxD. I mean, granted, exactly. The whole thing with High School DxD is that it's ecchi for the sake of comedy. It's not ecchi cringy. It knows that it's supposed to be stupid with how it does its shit, like the fucking grabbing dragon shit.
Is that exactly?
But yeah, that it's a shame that a lot of shows just get that kind of tension and like especially like in media and shit.
Because things can be critiqued, but you need to look at things objectively, and people just don't do that because people just like to digest things and not use their brains, which is a damn shame.
Yeah,
I wish people would do that before opening their fucking mouths.
Right,
but no, alas, they don't.
So, I'm gonna. You said you wanted to start doing like more original animations, and you started showcasing that a little bit with the Mimi animations, the little shorts.
Yeah.
And it's starting to look good.
It's not me.
Well, yeah.
By the way.
Well, I know that, but like, but when you start doing that, are you gonna have like a team animating, or is it just gonna be you?
When it comes to like actually animating a full series, I do want to get a team involved. But it's more of the issue of I need the budget because no one's gonna work for free, of course. and no one's gonna work through royalties. You have to pay them from the get go. So it's more of building my clout enough so I can take it to an actual studio that's ready to produce this, and and finding investors so we can actually get shit done.
Right.
So I'm doing little stuff here and there to show like my capabilities of being a director, storyboarder, and script writer. So I'm doing these little things here and there so I can show like, yo, we can do this stuff. And I've even written the treatment for my original series as well. So like it's more on finding investors now. So like I'm doing my thing, but also still looking for investors to like actually start my original series. But in the meantime, Mimi and Cece are my top priority.
Right. That's good. And my next question is, how do you deal with YouTube's broken copyright system? Aside from the abridged parodies, because that's a whole other shit.
Luckily for me, I don't really have to deal with copyright when it comes to my AniTube videos. What I need to deal with is fucking demonetization, because YouTube is a fucking cunt and they demonetize me over the dumbest shit. Like my recent video, Degenerate's Guide to Monster Girls. That was I think that was gonna be the one that kind of blew up. But thing is, it got demonetized, and when the video gets demonetized, YouTube doesn't tell you, but it kind of like restricts restricts the traction and restricts your growth, your reach of the video.
Right.
So viewership and stuff went to a blinding halt when it got demonetized, and even when I did review it for manual and like review it, they still denied it. And so that got snubbed, and that's the only thing I really deal with. But funniest thing, I've made a video rapping about anime titties and shit, and I've done way worse than other videos. Like even a video before that, one of the cast members, Kieran's dick falls off and it falls into my cup of tea, and I fucking drink it, and is look at that green dollar sign. Oh, that is monetized. But it's Degenerate's Guide to Monster Girls. Oh, nah, it's not. Like the whole system is broken.
Yeah,
but there's nothing I can do. They legit flip heads or tails.
Yeah, just all of the YouTube bots in general, like the copyright, the monetized bots, the guideline bots are just all broken.
Exactly.
Because there's no humans behind them.
Exactly. And there's nothing we can really do unless we're big boys. And even then, it's like, nah.
Yeah. So let's get all the fucking big abridgers to bitch about it on Twitter. And then they consider doing something.
Even then, it doesn't even work out.
Yeah. They don't even consider. They think about considering.
They're like, nah, get out of here.
Like PewDiePie, nah.
Like, oh, you want your video reinstated? Oh, nah, you're good.
See, we want to push these children videos.
The thing is, like, my videos are educational, but no, apparently not. To be fair, in the latest video, I did wank, so it's kind of my fault there, but still, it's still educational.
When YouTube thinks about educational videos, though, they think about like stuff that can be taught to kids rather than the general population.
Hey, I'm trying to teach these kids about Monster. I'm trying to teach these kids what Monster Girls are the best ones.
Oh yeah, you also said that fucking cat girls are like the best form of monster girls.
Oh yeah,
but what are they called? Komomo Mimis is like the more used term for them though.
Oh, I know, but am I a fucking weeb? No.
I mean,
the correct term is kimono mimis. Get out of here!
I'll call them cat girls if I fucking want it. Like kimono mimis, yeah, sure, yeah, that's the correct term. But cat girls is so much easier. Like, think of how many syllables are in kimono mimis. Kimono mimis.
No. What I'm saying is like instead of calling cat girls monster, like a subcategory of monster girls, they're like a subcategory of kimono mimis. Is what I was saying. Like, yeah.
But wow, they're still under like the broad aspect of monster girls.
I mean,
because they're not human.
I mean, true. But kimono mimis really is about like animal girls in general. Monster girls are monsters.
Yeah, but like if you see someone walking around with cat ears and a tail, you're not really gonna say, "Oh, that's normal." That's
I mean, when Elon Musk makes cat girls real, it's gonna become the norm.
Yo, Elon Musk is a clout chaser, man. He don't really care about the anime culture. My boy ain't about the culture, because if he was, he would have made cat girl research a long time ago. Fuck them cars. We need cat girls in our lives, fam. We need Neko Para to be real.
Yes.
Except the whole cat girl trafficking thing they got going on in there. Yo, I swear, because like, think about it. Where are the cat boys? Like because like I streamed Nekopara, and me and the chat kind of devised like what really happened to the cat boys. We think that they were sent on the plantation for slave labor, whilst the cat girls get to roam free and be the humans' mistresses and stuff.
That's funny.
I don't trust these people out here, fam.
I mean, you can ask this. It's the same thing with magical boys. There's like not a lot of them for a lot of reasons.
No, they're getting sent to isekai worlds. That's why. That's what happens to them. They die, and then they get sent to an isekai world. Like, oh yeah, I get to live out my life as an anime protagonist, and then they die instantly. That's what happens to them. The boys get isekai'd, and the girls get turned into magical girls, and then they have to fight for their lives.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna ask you about a question into more voice acting. Other than online voice acting, do you do some professional voice acting at all?
I am in a game or two. That hasn't been that one. That is well, the demos came out, but like the full game hasn't been released yet. Speaking of which, I actually need to finish off those lines, and which would do like about a few weeks ago. But that's beside the point. But other than that, I don't really do voice acting. I more do acting, because I'm an on-stage actor. Well, used to be. I used to do like professional on-stage acting and stuff. I was a part of like I do stuff in the Birmingham Theatre, rugby theatre. Some mostly around the UK. We don't really go touring anywhere outside there. But yeah, I've done theatre performances on stage and stuff. So I'm more of an actor than anything. But since I have more of a passion for directing and stuff now, I've been more focused on like doing my own things instead of like going to auditions and stuff.
Right.
Like I don't even voice act that much anymore, to be honest, because I'm always so busy just doing stuff for YouTube and stuff, because that's where my passion really lies right now. Like just content creating and like film and doing film stuff. But from time to time, I will flex my voice acting chops, because I still do practice on the download. But my main focus isn't really voice acting anymore,
right? Which
is a damn shame. But I still do it here and there. But like I still need to work on my American accent as well. So it's kind of fucked. So like when I do voice acting, I just don't really give a shit. I just do my British accent and just roll with it.
Okay, so you need to practice on your American accent. What do you think Americans sound like? Like give me your most Southern
they're not like, yeehaw! Oh man, I'm going to go fuck my sister. Oh wait, oh yeah.
I know Americans don't sound like that.
I mean, they do, but like,
Well, not all of them. Like the
I
general
know.
American accent, because like I really enjoy my hip hop and stuff, and like my African American like my shows and all that stuff.
Right.
So I do when I do talk. I'm so influenced by all that I do like bring out like American like slang, like I'll say bruh and I'll say dead ass and all that shit, and and sometimes I will have that American twang, but that's due to the fact that I've been trying to do American accents so much that my British accent's kind of semi lost in a way. Like you still tell that I'm British, but like there will be like kind of moments where you hear like a kind of an American twang to it. And maybe you guys won't pick it up, but like people from the from UK do, and they're like, yo, what the fuck's up with your accent? And I'm like, yo, fuck off.
You don't know my life.
And it's like, because they always like, why do you speak so proper? And I'm like, well, because I'm a voice actor. What do you mean?
There's other type of actors.
Like I hate bringing up me being a voice actor, because I'm like, oh yeah, let's do an impression, and I'm like,
oh god.
I get that as well. I'm like, and then I have to explain like, oh yeah, it's voice acting isn't about expressions, and then I have to explain the whole aspect of voice acting, and then I kill the mood. I'm like, oh, okay.
Speaking of which, other than your bloopers for Goblin Slayer, are there other instances where you've had to explain yourself to neighbors?
To be honest, the only people I have to really explain because like when I'm at home, like the neighbors don't really give a shit really. But when except for my parents. My parents will come in and wonder, what the fuck are you recording? like my mom says, yo, people will think you're fucking bipolar of all these voices you do. Like when I'm recording for like Slice of Life, for example, there's a contrast between Hazama and then Jin Kisaragi. So like there's a huge contrast between the characters, and then when I go to Teddy, it's like, oh yeah, I'm Teddy. And so like there's a huge contrast between the characters. So they're like, oh, people are gonna think you're fucking bipolar. Are you okay in the head, son? And I'm like, yes, mother, I am fine. Well, other than that, like now, like people, these guys know that I'm up to my bullshit when I'm super loud. Luckily, the walls are kind of are thick, so you can't really hear that much shit. But like when you leave the room, like you can hear shit from the hallways, but not from the room. So you'll hear me screaming like, oh yeah, that bitch. But like from the outside, from the hall. But when you inside your rooms, you won't hear it, which is good. But just in case, sometimes I always make sure that, like, especially my next door, my neighbors that are like to the left and right of me, I make sure they're out, which is like most of the time. So I really get like a lot of freedom when it comes to recording now, which is great.
That's awesome. How did they feel about you saying, "Come here, kids"?
Like I thought people were in. Apparently, no one was in. I'm like, oh shit, that's great. Because like I say some sus shit, man. So I'm always worried. But it gets to a point where I don't really care. The only time people knock on my door is for some bullshit. Like one time I was recording for something. And someone came up to the door like, it was like, yo, what's good? Like, yo, the girls up next door, they want to play Twister with us. I'm like, oh, the girls want to play Twister with us? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, oh. Actually, no, this was when I was streaming. And so they were like, I was like, oh, playing Twister with some girl them. Oh, but I looked at my computer. I'm like, sorry, man, I'm busy doing nerd shit. So more, it's the embarrassment on myself. I'm like, yo, I could be with a bunch of hot girls doing some shit, but here I am, fucking streaming. Streaming some fucking bullshit anime visual novel. Oh man, my priorities.
I
They're
mean,
terrible.
if you quit during streaming and you just tell your audience like, "Yo, I'm about to score," I hope you
Yo,
understand.
I was ready to do that. Like even people in the chat were saying like, yo, if you need to go, just go. Like, yo, my niggas, like, yo, my niggas. Like, but for real, dead ass though. Like my neighbors knock on me for the dumbest shit. They're like, yo, you wanna smoke? You wanna smoke some of that good shit? Like, yo, you gotta give me a charge. They don't really care about what I do, but they always knock on my door for just for the dumbest shit.
That's funny. Yeah. And before we close out things, what's some advice that you can give to content creators or people that want to get into content creation?
Don't. I'm joking.
Don't.
But like, yeah, just like don't try and clout chase. Do what you want to do. Like, but thing is, that's a naive way of saying it. But because sometimes you do have to clout chase, but always have yourself grounded and don't like put yourself into a hole where you can't escape, and people only care about the things you're creating instead of you as a person. Like if you're
Right.
doing like kind of stuff like personality stuff, make sure you always make sure that your audience is there for the personality, and make sure like your brand is solidified. So like when you do other stuff, people will still follow you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the issue with a bridging. When you do just a bridging, it's just that it's just a bridging. So if you
Right.
want to if you want to actually like kind of if you actually want to solidify yourself as the kind of the person that does that specific series, if you want your name to be a household name, just stick to one series. Don't try and get out there and just abridge every hot shit and then just do episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and then when you see the traction fall on that series, move to another one, because no one's gonna respect you for doing that, and the audience ain't really gonna fuck with you from doing that, and then you're gonna have an array of different audiences that are here for that one specific thing.
I mean,
And then so
yeah.
like your audience is split everywhere. Like have all your audience central and in one place, so you can still provide the best content for everyone. But like because you can't please everyone, but you can still try. But if you don't try, that's when you're gonna lose your audience, and that's when your growth you're not gonna grow. Just stick true to yourself and make sure you keep an eye on your audience, and make sure you're doing something that you love and they love. Make sure like your love can be seen through the things you're parodying or the things you're talking about. Otherwise, people are not going to be interested, because like you want to be able to sell them on your video or on the products that you're trying to push onto the audience. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't sell them, then what? You just fucked. You're not gonna get big. You're not gonna be the next Team 4-star. You're not gonna be the next Giga Core anime man. You're not gonna be the next Philip DeFranco or whatever the fuck. You're just gonna be the guy that is under like 50k subs, because even when you do that clout chasing, that there's still a ceiling, and then the ceiling will stop, and then you won't grow any further.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people that did clout chasing back in the day that's still where they are now, and these are some of these people I actually looked up to, and then I passed them. I'm like, see you niggas. So like, yeah, just do what you want to do, but make sure you don't sell yourself short and not do the things right.
Right. Because here on YouTube, you have to still adhere to the algorithm, and their other bullshit.
Like the algorithm is tough, so that's what I mean. That sometimes you do have to clout chase to keep that popularity up. So like, do what you do, like a few like 3-4 videos of what you want to do, but then but especially with your schedule, you need to schedule it right. Otherwise, you're gonna be fucked. So like 3-4 videos of what you want to do, and then that one clout chasing video that you know is gonna pop, and then bring traction to your other videos, and then bam, you got that. Maybe do another one if you really want to solidify it, and then just carry on with what you're doing.
Right.
Always make sure they have something to fall back on, and make sure you have a schedule. Like I try and do. I used to be doing like a video every week, but I decided, that's not really the way to go if I want to actually like focus on my content. So I've moved it to like every 2-3 weeks.
Right.
because I'm only one man. There's only so much I can do. But yeah, just make sure you have like a kind of schedule and like have like a routine as well.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a routine and you just do things whenever, it's kind of gonna get iffy, and people won't trust the brand.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what's your advice on burnout? Like,
when you just don't know what to do.
Like you have so much piled on you and you don't know what to do.
Just relax, really.
Yeah.
Just relax. So you just need to, because again, it's not something that you need to worry about too much, especially when you're smaller. When you're bigger, you kind of do need to be worried about it. But sometimes you just sit back, relax, and reflect. Sit back, relax, and reflect. That's what you need. That's what you really need to do, because you're not gonna if you push yourself, you're not gonna get the best content. Sometimes even working on different things will give you the motivation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because if you just sit back and look and reflect on what you've done and how and where you see yourself, then you can have more of a broader mindset of what you really want to do and how you feel about your progress. Like, critical evaluation of yourself is always good, and sometimes even like indulging in other content creators, because as a content creator, sometimes you don't really want to see other people's content because you just want to stay in your own bubble and try and perfect yourself. You're so focused on perfecting yourself that you don't like see what everyone else is up to.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that may prove difficult for some people when they see other people and then they get jealous and stuff like, he's doing so much better than me. But if you get yourself stuck in that cycle, then you're like, oh, then that's when you kind of start tripping, and that's when you start slowing down in progression. That's why you just need to calm yourself and go at a pace that you find comfortable and what you can do.
Yeah, that's good advice there.
Thank you. I tried. I wasn't talking out my ass.
You're a smart dude when you're not memeing on everyone.
Which is all the time. Every single waking second.
It's just 1% of your brain, like one brain cell that just comes out.
Like, it's like, oh yeah, what's going on in DEEsidia's head? Everyone's just like dancing. Everyone's doing a Millie Rock. Everyone's doing a Roy Purdy and shit. Someone's doing a Fortnite dance, and then you have the one cell like, guys, can we calm down and actually kind of get some work done? They look at the cell like, get the fuck out of here! Start fucking beating him up.
And then
that's how I get content. when my cells are beating up, but like that one brain cell that's trying to focus, that's when the content comes. I'm like, oh, there we go. There we go. Let's talk about how Friends is the greatest anime ever.
Oh,
of course.
No, it's fucking Corey in the house, my dude.
Thing is, like, Corey in the house is like such an overdone meme. So like, I wanted to actually do Friends and actually bring up some valid points.
That's funny.
And then people will be like, oh shit, it's got us there. Fuck.
Is it anime? Fuck.
It's like, it's not anime, but you're like, when you think about it, it does do stuff better than anime. And wow, what?
I think that was a good way to close everything. So thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for joining us on this podcast.
No problem. Thank you for having me. It was a good time.
Before we go, where can we find you all over the net?
Oh, yeah. So if you want to check me out, you can find me on Revel House. You can find me on YouTube on Revel House. You can find me at DEEsidia on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram if you so please as Sensei_DD. And if you want to check me out on SoundCloud, where I do parody raps from time to time when I want to flex on some niggas, Sensei DD over there as well. And if you want to find me on Fur Affinity, wait, what? Cut the podcast. Cut the podcast.
Bye-bye.
Well,